All right. Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Sean Patel. I'm the founder of 2400 Expert. And for this video, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about our new SAT prep course in Austin, Texas. For a little bit of background on myself, I raised my own score from average to perfect on the SAT. I've written #1 best-selling SAT and ACT prep books. And I've started 2400 Expert, where we teach courses both online and in person to students. They're usually 6-week courses to help them improve their scores. Now, first off, I'm going to answer probably the most commonly asked question that we get related to the SAT, and that's when should my child start studying for the SAT? And the answer to this question is really as soon as possible. A lot of students wait until spring of their junior year or even fall of their senior year to start studying for the SAT. But that often is some of the busiest times during high school. Spring of your junior year filled with AP exams and finals, fall of your senior year being filled with college applications. And what happens is you don't have enough time for SAT prep, you don't improve your score enough. So what I've noticed over the past 5 years at 2400 Expert are the students that get into Ivy League universities, the students that win millions of dollars in college scholarships, and the students that get in um, that even get perfect SAT scores. They often take our SAT courses as freshmen, sophomores, or early in their junior year. And so as soon as possible is when you want to take an SAT course and start improving your score. Now, our location in Austin, Texas is in the downtown Frostbank Tower, and our instructor is Kimberly Namani. She's awesome. She has degrees in both mathematics and physics, and she scored in the 99th percentile on the SAT herself. A couple things you guys want to keep in mind related to the SAT is, first of all, the PSAT. So the PSAT is really just an easier version of the SAT. There's no reason to study for the PSAT if you study for the SAT, because if you study for the SAT, you're over prepared for the PSAT. Why is the PSAT important? Because when you take it as a junior in October, it counts towards national merit. If you can qualify for national merit by getting a high enough PSAT score, not only is it a great college accolade to have, but it's also a $2,500 scholarship. In addition, 50 to 100 universities across the United States give you half tuition to full tuition scholarships worth $100,000 to $200,000 just for being national merit. Now, the problem is most parents and students don't realize that the PSAT counts for all this. You cannot qualify for national merit with the SAT. And so it's important to get ready for the SAT/PSAT before October of your junior year. Now, how high do you need to score on the PSAT in order to qualify for these scholarships? Well, it's really a 1380 is going to be the rough cutoff. The score changes every year depending on how well students in your state do on the PSAT. But my guess is for Texas, it's going to be about 1380 this year in 2016, based on previous year's cutoffs. The new PSAT is out of 1520. Keep that in mind because the previous PSAT was out of 240. The other thing you guys want to keep in mind is everyone knows, the SAT can qualify you for great universities. But what people often overlook is that the SAT can also qualify you for great scholarships. Now, the secret to winning scholarships, and I know the secret to winning scholarships, I actually won $250,000 in scholarships. So the secret is to apply for local scholarships that are open to students in your city or state. The reason that's the secret is because the applicant pool is much smaller. Now, for students in the Austin, Texas area, you want to look into scholarships. For one example of local scholarships are scholarships given out by the Austin Community Foundation. They give away millions of dollars of scholarships specifically to Austin students, so definitely look into that foundation. Finally, why should you take our Austin, Texas SAT prep course in January and February? Well, as you may know, the SAT is changing from 2400 to 1600 in March of 2016. And I'm really encouraging all students to get ready 6 weeks before this in January and February for that March 2016 exam. The reason for that is because the students that are ready for that March 2016 exam are going to benefit from the curve of the test. What I mean by this is that most students are not going to be ready for the new SAT in March. And so the students that are are going to score very high on the curve of the test. I remember this same exact situation happened when the SAT changed from 1600 to 2400. The students at my high school, I was a sophomore at that time, the juniors and seniors, who had taken the 2400 version of the SAT for the first administration, who were ready for it, scored very high. I mean, they were getting 2400, 2390, 2380, 2320, etc., because those students were ready for the new version of the test, whereas everyone else was not. In addition, this new SAT is easier than ever to prepare for. There's no obscure vocabulary. There's less answer choices, 4 instead of 5. There's no penalty for guessing. You have more time per question. You have less questions overall. And so it's a great, great test. It's a great time to study now rather than in the spring. You know, in the spring, you have a lot of AP exams and finals. So it's the perfect, perfect time for Austin, Texas students to take the 2400 Expert in USAT prep course. All right, well, we hope to see you guys in our classroom soon.